Good morning from Singapore's beautiful Changi Airport, where the waterfall has just turned on in the Jewel. It's 7 a.m. at the moment, and I'm here on a day-long visit to Singapore on my way to Hanoi from Sydney. I decided to come here because it's been around 13 years since I've last been here, so I want to see what the city is like, do some exploring, and yeah, just eat a bunch of good food too. So to do that, we obviously have to get to the city. It's around a 50-minute ride by train, and today's goal is to try and ride all of Singapore's MRT lines in one day. And I'm not going to try to go out of my way to do it. I'm just going to see, I have a few places I want to visit, and I'll try to use trains to get there wherever possible, especially because it's quite hot and humid in Singapore, so that might be helpful. Now I'm currently at the Jewel at Changi Airport, and getting to Changi MRT station requires me to get to Terminal 3, which involved a little more walking than I expected. I followed the sign saying trains to city, which takes you to Terminal 1, and then on a train to Terminal 3. Alright, so we're now on the SkyTrain heading towards T3, which is apparently where the MRT station is. I later found out that it's actually much quicker to simply just take this walkway straight to Terminal 3, where the MRT station is. Singapore has a very extensive public transport system and is served by metro rail, light rail, buses, and a couple extra modes such as the cable car and the gondola to Sentosa Island. The rules of today's challenge are simple. 1. I must ride every line once. 2. I must visit all the spots on my list. 3. I must always choose the most convenient route that Google Maps suggests and cannot go out of my way to ride a line just for the sake of it. And 4. I cannot ride the same line twice. My plan for today was to start with breakfast at Hip Sing Long with some kaya toast and coffee, then head to Chinatown, Marina Bay Sands, Gardens by the Bay, Maxwell Food Centre, then hang around the city before ending the day. I finally arrived at the Changi MRT station after taking the scenic route. Now it was time to figure out how to get a transport card. So it looks like to purchase a card for the transport in Singapore, you have two options. You can use your contactless or like debit card, credit card, perfectly fine. Me, I like to collect the cards, so there's this vending machine besides the top-up booths, which actually dispenses a bunch of these cards here, which I just showed you in the video. After you buy a card from this EasyLink machine, you can then add some funds to it. So I guess you just put your card there. And there you go, you can use a credit card or whatever a Nets card is to top up your balance. So right now we have $5. The card costs $10, so card cost is $5 I guess. So I don't know how much transport costs here, and that's what we're here to find out. So let's start with $10. Local issued bank cards only. Okay, damn. So that means I need to go pay with cash. Let's now redo this. With cash, okay. What? It says cash accepted. Oh, there we go. Okay, so insert cash. Oh. Alright, now that's the problem. I only have $50 in, like, I only have $100 in cash, so it's $50 notes, and I don't want to put in $50 into the card right now, so for now I'm going to cop the contactless and then top up my card in the city. It appeared that the work commute was just getting started, with a flurry of people exiting the station gates. Conveniently for us, there was a train at the platform ready to go. Today's journey starts on the East-West line. It appears that the East-West line branches off into two towards the end, with the terminus is going to either Changi Airport or Pasir Ris. I noticed that this carriage in particular has a lot of standing only room as opposed to seats, which I presume is to absorb peak hour demand. This particular train had a map of the red and green lines, which I'm guessing means that this particular train only runs on either of those lines. The green light indicators are also helpful, which tells you what your next stop is.
At Tuas Link, cross over to platform A on the right for train service towards Pasir Ris. Tanah Merah.
We interchange at Tanah Merah to get on the one branch of the East-West line. My first stop of the day is Lavender Station, which is in the Kampong Glam area. I'm going there to try what I hear is some pretty good kaya toast, an iconic Singaporean breakfast meal. As we got closer to the city, the carriage got gradually busier as it began to fill up with work commuters going towards the CBD.
Change at this station for the Circle Line.
After 30 minutes on the East-West line, we reached Lavender Station, line 1 down. The station was large and clean, and to be honest, I wouldn't really expect anything less from Singapore. Alright, so that was the East-West line done from Changi Airport here to here in Lavender Station. That ride only cost around $1.50 and took 40 minutes or so to get here, so not too bad. Nice air conditioning too, which is helpful in this weather. Alright, just had an absolutely delicious breakfast and coffee, and now I'm on the way to the city. My next destination is Chinatown, so I'm going to be walking to the station around 500 meters away and catching the downtown line, our second line of the day towards Chinatown. Let's go do it. Our next stop is Chinatown, which is best reached from my current location via the downtown line at Bendemeer Station. This would be a quick 7-minute 4-stop hop. Alright, so we're here at the MRT station and we're going to be riding 4 stops towards Bukit Panjang, which will just be on our left side here. Train's coming in less than a minute. The platform screens are pretty useful, as it shows the stop that this train terminates at, as well as how full each carriage is. Soon enough, the train arrived. This train was slightly busier than the East-West train we took this morning. The Chinese New Year decorations on the roof of this train was also a nice touch. This carriage also looked newer, with LED screens, and there was more seating.
Jalan Besar. Please mind the gap. 请小心空隙. Berhati-hati di ruang platform. தயவு செய்து தடம் இடைவெளியை கவனத்தில் கொள்ளுங்கள்.
What's also cool is that the MRT announces things in 4 different languages: English, Mandarin, Bahasa Melayu, and Tamil. Second line down, we are now at Chinatown at the MRT station.
Do not eat or drink on the railway premises.
Good to know.
For your cooperation. 请不要在地铁范围内饮食，谢谢您的合作。Harap jangan makan atau minum di kawasan bandara dan kereta api.
Alright, good to know that you can't eat or drink in the stations. So second line down, train is just as good. Good air conditioning, pretty efficient. Services seem fairly frequent as well. And I kind of like the numbering and colouring system they use here. So out of the 6 main lines, excluding the LRTs, they're each numbered and named in a very easy to understand way. So you got, your downtown line, your east-west line, your circle line, so you kind of know where each one is going. And then obviously at each station on each line, you've got like downtown 21, 22, so you know which direction you're going in. After a nice stroll through Gardens by the Bay, and some more sweating, I arrived at the nearest MRT station, which was called Gardens by the Bay Station. Alright, so it was good to have a little stroll around Chinatown and the marina. So now I want to head back into the city. I want to go grab some more food at the Maxwell Food Centre, and to do that we're going to be catching our third line today, the Thompson East Coast line, which is brown on the MRT map. So we're in this what looks like a pretty new station, Gardens by the Bay, in Gardens by the Bay, and yeah, we're going to be catching that train over to Maxwell.
The escalator. Elderly passengers, passengers with young children, or bulky items.
I'm just gonna take this chance to quickly top up my card. This one doesn't do cash. Okay. Here's a cash accepted one. Okay, that's in that cash. Alright, beautiful, let's go. So it looks like there's trains every 6 minutes on the Thompson East Coast line. Next one in 2 minutes. Now I love the trains that give you a nice little view like this at the back or front of the train. So I assume that this is a driverless carriage because I don't see a driver or a compartment at the front of the train either. Also, given that this is a terminating stop, it seems, the train is absolutely empty. So let's see how quickly it fills up on our way to Maxwell. So right now we're at TE22, Thompson East Coast, and we are going to go all the way to Maxwell 18, so only 4 stops. And we are off. The trains are so clean, and the air conditioning is a nice reprieve from the humidity. It's starting to get a bit sticky, even though today isn't too bad.
Please do not lean against the train doors. Next station, Marina Bay. Change next station for the Circle Line or North-South Line.
Those are 2 lines we haven't gone on yet, so hopefully we get the chance to go on them later. I'm going to head to the front of the carriage so I can get a view of us travelling. So here we are at Maxwell Station, ready to eat some more great hawker food. Yeah, that was probably the favourite ride of the day so far, mainly because first it was quiet. Granted, right now it's only 2 PM, so peak hour hasn't started yet, but also the novelty of being able to sit in the front of a driverless train and kind of have a driver's seat view of your journey, which is really cool, I think. So yeah, bonus points for that ride there. So that's our 3rd line down. Again, my rough plan for after this is to eat some food and then hopefully explore the area, Tanjung Pagar, Chinatown, a bit more Chinatown, and then Ion Orchard if the rain forecast comes true. So yeah, let's go do that. I wandered into a couple nearby hawker centres in an attempt to find some Hainanese chicken rice and carrot cake. And no, not the sweet kind. Well, great news. Couldn't get my carrot cake. They just closed as I arrived, and it is pouring at the moment. Just started because it was fine like 10 minutes ago. So I'm going to, I guess, go to Orchard because it'll be nice and undercover. And even though I made sure to bring an umbrella in my suitcase, I left it in my suitcase. It's not on the backpack. Yeah, let's enjoy this Singapore tropical weather, the humidity plus rain, my favorite, and let's head to Orchard. It was now 4 PM, and as I headed back into Chinatown Station, I noticed it was considerably busier than it was earlier today. My friend Google Maps told me that the quickest option to get to Ion Orchard was to take 2 trains. I need to catch the Northeast line and ride over 2 stops, then change at Dhoby Ghaut for a North-South line train to Orchard Station. I really appreciate how the onboard graphics above the doors show you interchange stops, station numbers, and which side the doors open. Little details like this really do make the experience of navigating public transport in a new city that much easier. After a quick ride on the Northeast line, we arrived at Dhoby Ghaut. I now have to find my way over to the North-South line. That is, if I could get up the escalator. Alright, 4th line down, the Northeast line, now onto the 5th, the North-South or Red line. This train was by far the busiest I've been on today. It was 4:30 PM, so I guess peak hour commute was already getting into full swing.
Stations and trains clean. Please do not eat or drink in stations.
Oh, we made it to Ion Orchard. It's nice, cold air conditioning, bit of shelter from the rain. So yeah, I'm just gonna wander around here for a little bit. And yeah, we have one more line to go, right? One more line. So let's see how that goes. So I'm currently on Orchard Road. As you can see, it's very busy here and the weather's gone a lot better. But I'm trying to head down to Bugas, and apparently the quickest way is actually take a bus, so got an extra bus trip thrown in the mix here. But yeah, let's see what the buses here are like. I looked up the quickest route to Bugas, and it's said to take 7 bus, which is right there. Except, it was literally right there, so it meant I had to scramble. But I guess it wouldn't be a proper public transport review without me running for the bus, would it? Singapore seems to have a lot of double-decker buses, which are nice because you can get a driver's seat view on the top deck. It's the perfect place to sit and look at the cityscape, as well as record some great B-roll. The bus, much like the trains, is very clean, air-conditioned, and quite smooth. There's also a dedicated bus lane on this route, which is always an excellent feature of any respectable bus system. Alright, so about the last line, the circle line. I didn't actually get around to going there because I ended up hanging out with a friend for a while, but I was planning on catching a train back to Changi, but it's 11 PM now, and the trains are still running. It'll take an hour to get back to Changi, but I have a 6 AM flight tomorrow and I would like to get a bit more sleep. So unfortunately I'm cheating a bit and taking a grab back to the airport, which takes 18 minutes. And for how little sleep I've had and how much walking I've done today, I think that's a fair compromise. So unfortunately no circle line. The cab came sooner than expected, so that's why I've suddenly teleported to my hotel room for the night. But yeah, as I was saying, sadly we couldn't get through all the 6 lines today, but 5 out of 6, I think that's a valiant attempt for one day of exploring and sightseeing around Singapore without going out of my way to try go on different lines, so to speak. Hopefully the bus ride at the end on the double decker made up for it. But verdict on Singapore's MRT, excellent. I mean, it's about what you can expect. No complaints really, at least from my brief use as a tourist. It's important to realize that this may be different to someone who uses it on a daily basis, and I don't see all the little issues and faults which may happen from time to time in Singapore. But as a tourist, you know, everything was well signed. I like the naming and the coloring convention for the different stations and different lines. Everything was very easy to navigate. The use of different languages was pretty cool. The 4 main languages here, as well as the driverless trains, nice little perk, and air conditioning to beat the heat. And also the trains are really cheap, so it's a quick and efficient way to get between different points of the city, especially when you can't be bothered to walk in the humidity of Singapore. As you can see, I'm pretty sticky and sweaty. But yeah, solid ride on Singapore's MRT. Let me know your thoughts on the train network, and yeah, that's all for now.